I need to get rid of my face. Jesus Christ, be gone. I was going to upload these cyberpunk sketches to show you a really simple art coloring tip that can help you bring harmony to your piece without just bothering too much. Not needing a lot of skill to do it. Thing is, I managed to ruin it. And I also managed to hate the final piece, the final composition work, characters, faces, painting, everything. And I want to talk about this because maybe people feel like this, and maybe people will feel less alone once they hear it from someone else, even though we already are quite aware of this feeling as artists, and we know there's a lot of people to relate about this, but I'm gonna get into it. I'm gonna dive in the subject. So for context, I started working as a character commissioner almost 2 years ago. January 2021 was the year that I actually had to stop my other businesses to go full-time on character art, which I'm so grateful for. But there's this thing that comes along with being a full-time artist, is that drawing for yourself becomes a less regular thing, and it can actually become something that doesn't happen anymore. And it was a little bit like that for me. I stopped drawing for myself. I unlearned how to draw for myself and how to do the type of art that made me feel all those things, all those tingling-lingas, which sucked. So I completely basically stopped drawing for myself. And every time I would try to, I would not like the outcome. So I posted this drawing, and I had a really nice idea for a video that could help people, even though I'm not like very entitled of teaching anything, because I don't really know fundamentals that well. Anyways, I posted it, and I was having okay engagement. Instagram has been really bad, but I was having okay engagement, and I was whatever, not caring so much. But every time I looked at the piece, I was like, there's something about it that I don't like. But I'll ignore it, and I'll just try to do something better in the next piece. So I ignored it until I got this comment, which, by the way, I am very pathetic and dumb for caring, but it really enhanced the way I was feeling. So I got a comment saying, the colors look cool, but the faces are weird. And I was like, yeah, like I kind of get this. So I replied, oh, can you elaborate? The person who originally commented never replied, but another person came out of nowhere. For what I checked, definitely didn't do art and was not like following any artists anyway. And he commented something like, Lucy and Rebecca are cute girls, not raging, disgusting looking grannies, something like. And I was like, okay, I understand this comment. I can see where in the painting I failed to make them look cuter and more anime and more, you know, polished and more and younger, I guess. But the way the person commented really got into me. And I know, like, I am crying over one hate comment. Sometimes people just creep in our profiles and just say really nasty stuff. But I was already feeling insecure, and it's not like about the comment. It's about my lost connection with the art that I do for myself, or the art that I used to do for myself. And how this situation that is, even though it's really small and easy to ignore because I could just block and delete the comments, that was exactly what I did, by the way. Maybe, I don't know if this is gonna help someone. At least know that if you feel you get really easily triggered by other people's opinions, you're not alone. And even though, like, I get positive feedback every single day, my clients are like the best people in the world, and I am so grateful to be able to do what I do. But when it comes to my personal artwork, that is something that comes from way deeper than work that I put out for clients and professionally, I am still so lost, and I am so easily disencouraged by people's opinions. My style kind of developed in its own pace by just drawing every day for my clients and enjoying the journey of, doing something for someone, getting paid, and allowing my art to, improve naturally. And I just being able to practice and to experiment and to improve organically every day. That's like the best thing ever. But when I try to draw for myself, God, I can't. My expectations are just on a level that is completely unrealistic, completely off the charts. And social media has this thing. You can easily tell what you need to be successful on social media. You can tell that you need like a very consistent feed with the same color palette everywhere, the same type of frame in your characters and your pieces. Everything just has to communicate. The whole feed has to communicate. This whole aesthetically pleasing concept. This is something that I can't fit in. Back in 2019, I tried really hard to test this concept, and it worked. I was posting every day using basically the same color palette, the same scheme, my feed was just very colorful, very cute, with these very vibrant colors and pastels, and everything was kind of the same. And my account was growing like it never grew before, and like it never grew after. It proved a point to me back then. So I kind of stopped posting as I started to do commissions. That growth stopped, obviously, but I never really cared about the Instagram thing, as long as I was like drawing and being happy about it. The problem is, this is not me whining about being unsuccessful on social media. It's more like me whining about how social media determines what is successful and what looks good and what you need to do to become successful. And every time I try to draw for myself, I'm trying to apply this magical formula that will make people look at my art and like it. And I'm not necessarily enjoying the process or the result myself. Given the situation with a bad comment, I had a bit of a breakdown because like I've been trying to draw more for myself lately, and I'm struggling so much that the comment was just a trigger for something that is not really related directly with social media itself, but the way I feel about the art I do for myself and how intrinsically and subconsciously influenced by what I see online is affecting the way I do art for myself. And I was really sad and sensitive about this whole thing. And I still look at this cyberpunk sketch and I hate it. I still hate it. I had to sit with this thought, with this breakdown for a while. I had to meditate on it. Remember that I'm worthier than a stupid comment online, and that I actually do this for a living, so there's no reason for me to feel insecure. And I just need to keep trying and keep grinding and keep trying to find myself. The conclusion I got was kind of like, we all, as artists, need to stop worrying about expectations. We need to stop comparing ourselves to other artists. I am, disclaimer, the type of person that looks at art, I feel very much motivated. I feel like that I want to work on my stuff. But sometimes when I look at some Instagram feeds of artists that are very successful, I become disencouraged because I don't fit in that concept of, art. And I would love to. And that's where comparing becomes toxic. There are also profiles like, I don't know, or Sensei Mark Burnett, Liamu Art. Person literally posts sketches, final versions, and whatever, and they don't care if the feed looks good or not. Looking at really successful artists that are just posting without caring much give me so much comfort, makes me feel encouraged to post whatever I feel like posting, not following the guideline of the pleasing to the eye. I want to speak to artists, but I'm still speaking to myself in a way. Draw, learn, enjoy your art journey as much as you can in your own terms. not following whatever the masses are telling you, that is good. There is no good and bad in art. That is people that are starting, there's more knowledge, there are more fundamentals, and there's more like understanding. But the good and bad is relative. You just don't stop doing art. You just keep doing it, and you just keep practicing, and you just keep learning, and you don't give up, and you don't care about comments. Every time a bad comment creeps in, and this will happen so much. We need to think, okay, we need to remember that a lot of people who look for art are not artists, and they don't really understand what they're talking about. Maybe the intention behind their comments is not as bad as we think it is. What I mean is, it's not personal. We need to stop taking things so personally, and we need to put our focus where it needs to be. Oh, I didn't like this piece? Well, let's move on to the next one. Let's maybe post more sketches, not being so obsessed with finished stuff. Let's stop obsessing over having a style and posting consistently and having a consistent feed that looks pretty, blah, blah, blah. And let's just do things. I mean, show your work. Post, why not? Not caring so much about what is considered pretty and successful. So I'm encouraging you to post everything you like, even if it's unfinished, even if it's unpolished, even if it took you 15 minutes to do. Like, it doesn't fucking matter. Let's stop feeding all these guidelines to life. We deserve to be validated by ourselves. Because like no one cares. People will look at my art for 2 seconds and they'll forget I exist. They'll go on with their lives. No one cares. The only person in the end of the day that really, really, really cares about your art is you. So just do what you love. Draw what you feel like drawing. Post what you feel like posting. Live your art the way you want. You don't have to follow anything to become successful. And I'm gonna make a video about how I became a full-time artist and how you don't need numbers for that and how you can explore your art to the fullest without having a following. A following and numbers do not equal success. Having a huge social media account, it is not a mandatory standard thing for you to become a successful artist. Success is a very, very, very relative thing. And I just noticed that I have no light in my room anymore. So I'm gonna be finishing this because I'm dragging like crazy. It's been half an hour. I don't know how I'm gonna cut this. So yeah, like I had the worst breakdown about my art. Shit happens. This is the final artwork. It sucks. I hate the color. I hate the line art. I hate the faces. I hate everything about it. And there's nothing I can do about that either. So I'm gonna stop trying to like it. I'm just gonna accept. And I'm gonna move on. And I'm gonna be kinder with me next time. Bye-bye.